everybody, it's Mama Edie, and I'm here today. I want to talk to you about your dog's coughing. Now, there's 8 main reasons why a dog would cough, and some of them are pretty serious. Some of them, not so bad. You can do something to change it. So, we are here, and I want to list this to you. Ingesting rat poison is one of them. Our dogs are not immune to the dangers, and it can cause a dog to bleed into her chest cavity, which can lead to coughing. A dog has ingested rat poison needs to be taken to an emergency clinic to prevent life-threatening bleeding. Depending on the amount of blood loss, the patient may need a blood transfusion. And because anticoagulants block the synthesis of vitamin K, which is necessary for normal clotting, the dog will need vitamin K therapy until the effects of it are wane. By the way, this is all coming from veterinarians. It's not my opinion. I have been studying this stuff and checking out sites to find which ones are best, and these are all coming from them, not just from me. Inhaling inhaling indoor irritants. Any number of airborne irritants lurking in your home can cause your dogs to cough. Some of these include dust mites, fireplace ash, dandruff, litter tray dust, cat litter, secondhand smoke, mold, air spray, since I can't say it right, air fresheners, your deodorants, your hairspray, any of that can cause them to be coughing. You may not react to these irritants, but they still can be a problem for your companion. Dogs have a much stronger sense of smell than we do, so what might not bother us may bother the dogs. Not every dog exposed to these irritants will cough. It's similar to people. Not everyone goes outside and breathes in the air is going to start coughing from pollen. So, it just depends on your dog and his allergies, and, if they do start coughing, you might want to cut back on all that. Because, you don't want them to get into respiratory conditions like bronchitis. So let's watch out for that. Other things that can cause it is obesity. I bet you didn't think about that. You probably know that a pudgy dog is at risk for developing a number of health issues like arthritis and congestive heart failure. But another good reason to put your best friend on a diet is that extra weight is tied to coughing. Some dogs can be so obese that the fat puts pressure on its respiratory tract. That's not good. And that can cause a cough. The only solution for this is weight loss. You can talk to your veterinarian to see what kind of diet that would be best for your dog, but you definitely don't want them obese. I know my dogs are a little heavy, but they're not obese. So be sure and check that out. Now this one, I do believe I've got a dog that might have a problem with this. And it's hard to imagine just one single blade of grass causing respiratory problems. But this is precisely what is going on in some dogs. When using a endoscope to check the dog's airway expecting to see infection, she sometimes finds blades of grass instead. Specific types of grass found mostly in the western part of the country produce grass awns or foxtails with sharp blades that can penetrate a dog's skin. The blade can poke its way through the dog's skin and migrate into the lung. This can lead to coughing. grass awns that migrate into the lungs or chest cavity can result in more than just bouts of coughing. They can cause pneumonia, lung abscesses, pneumothorax. There's a lot of it I can't even pronounce, or a combination of conditions. So, you definitely want to check that out too if you think it's grass that's causing the problem. Now here's something I had never heard of, and you might have because it's just something I'd never heard of, is lungworm. It's a parasite that causes infection in the pulmonary artery and right heart vertical in dogs. They then move out of the airways into the dog's lungs, and it can be life-threatening. Lungworms are not nearly as common as heartworms, but they can indeed explain your dog's cough. Dogs can get infected by eating prey infected with the worm. So watch what they eat. They migrate out of the intestines into the bloodstream and into the lungs. Dogs can also get infected by ingesting slugs or snails that serve as hosts for the parasites. So watch what your dog's eating. And I did not know this at all. I'm glad I found this site. So something you might consider. Lung lobe torsion. And I did not know this, but a dog's lung can rotate and twist. Yeah, and it's called lung lobe torsion. The lung turns over on itself, blocking the airway. In addition to coughing, lung lobe torsion can result in symptoms like coughing up blood, pain, fever, and lethargy. So vets often have trouble pinpointing precisely why this happens, but lung lobe torsion is more common in dogs with fluid in the chest, or it can possibly occur as a result of a heart disease or another condition. Some breeds tend to be more at risk. Smaller dogs like pugs, as well as large, deep-chested breed dogs. An Afghan hound is 133 times more likely to develop lung lobe torsion than any other breed. So smaller breeds are at higher risk aside from pugs or Yorkshire Terriers, Beagles, and miniature poodles. So if you've got any one of them and your dog starts coughing really bad, I would get them to a vet and ask them about lung lobe torsion. Have them check that out. Another problem, one of the most common and deadliest gases resulting from house fires is carbon monoxide, which binds to the hemoglobin molecules, the stuff that makes blood turn red, and leads to a decrease in blood oxygen levels. Another dangerous gas is hydrogen cyanide, formed by burning of certain materials including plastic, wool, and silk. Other common clinical consequences that have been reported in patients that smoke inhalation injury include acute upper airway obstruction, bronchospasms, small airway occlusions, pulmonary infections, and respiratory failure. House fires also produce soot that they say can adhere to the lining of the respiratory tree and weaken respiratory trace defenses. Coughing is a common symptom for all these conditions associated with smoke inhalation. So, make sure you check that out, especially if you've had a fire in your home. And side effects from medications can cause coughing. Certain types of medications prescribed by your vet for your canine patients are accompanied by the side effects of coughing. One commonly prescribed class of medication that can make dogs cough are angiotensin converting enzymes, inhibitors, ACE inhibitors, typically causing coughing that is dry, hacking, and irritating, and usually occurs at night. It may be tempting to blame your dog's cough on an ACE inhibitor, especially if the coughing starts at the same time you begin giving that medication. But don't make assumptions. It can be confusing because ACE inhibitors are used to treat heart disease, and coughing is also a symptom of heart disease. So, don't assume. Again, take it to your vet and check it out. Diagnosing persistent cough in dogs. Always runs into persistent cough past your vet. Let me try that again. Run any persistent cough past your vet. We give a complete physical exam. This is from a veterinarian's site, remember. Get complete history of when and how the cough developed, and use diagnostic tools like x-rays, blood tests, and ultrasound to help them get to the bottom of the cause of coughing. And yes, I am reading this. I don't normally do that, but I was afraid I would make a mistake on this, and I'm really doing a great job of reading it. But yeah, the main thing is, if the cough keeps persisting, even after you've used the lemon juice and honey or whatever, be sure and take it to a vet and find out what the main cause is. It could be something very simple, and it could be something very serious. So you definitely want to make sure you try and find out what it is. Don't just guess at it. And the vet may tell you it's as simple as one little medication. It may tell you stop using your laundry soap, I don't know, your air spray, whatever. But make sure you listen to your vet. This one can't be handled on its own. It needs to be taken care of. Now, like I said, I use cough syrup of honey and lemon juice and water. But if it gets serious, you got to do something about it. You can't just keep on. So that's my information for today, and I hope it helps you if you've got a dog that's coughing to consider what it might be. You might be able to figure it out without having to take it to a vet. But if you've done all those things, cleared out the house with anything that could possibly bother them, or if you've had rat poison, you definitely want to get them to a vet or call the poison hotline that I posted one other time. I will post it again today, right up here, and enjoy your little fur baby. Make sure the fur baby is comfortable, and love that fur baby just like Mama Edie loves her fur babies all the time. And I will see you later. Be sure to subscribe right there. Yeah? Be sure to subscribe if you like my videos. Even if you don't, subscribe. I love you guys. I love my fur baby.